Yo, so what is going on, guys? I'm Spot here, and wow, it's been a really long time since my last upload, and I do apologize for that. But I've been busy as hell with the college work, school work, all this kind of stuff, and other stuff going on, so I haven't really had a chance to game or actually do anything for free most of the time. So the gameplay you're seeing is Battlefield 4 beta. I haven't got the full release yet, but I have played quite a lot of it at a friend's place, and I gotta say it is pretty. It's a nice game, but it is pretty damn broken as well. There are still a lot of issues that I saw in the beta that still haven't been addressed. One of them is, well, if you guys haven't seen the beta glitch the revive glitch that I discovered back in the beta, I'll leave a link to it on screen or something. But that was still predominantly in the game, and that has not been removed yet. Which is, I thought that was going to be something that was one of the first things to I thought that was going to be one of the first things to be addressed, but you know, it hasn't. Battlefield 4, it's a fun game, but to me it feels really half-assed. Now, it did come out 2 years after Battlefield 4, which was, it's not a bad time frame. 2 years enough to play the game with all the expansions and try and do as much as you can, but like I said, I have not got my hands on the full release yet. I've only played it at a friend's place, and I haven't really got too much to say about it because I don't really have a big enough opinion because I haven't played it for that long. But today's topic is going to be about day 1 patches and DLCs, and day 1 DLCs. This is going to be a response to a Wolfkeen Talks. If you don't know who that is, that's a guy called Keenar47, otherwise known as Wolfkeen. He does his weekly series, like a little commentary thing where he sits down and discusses like an opinion of what he thinks about the gaming world and stuff like that. And last week he decided to do about day 1 patches and DLCs, and I was watching it and I was listening to every single word that the guy was saying, and I couldn't help but agree. Now, day 1 patches I can understand. If they may not have time to fix a game yet before it's released, they have to release a patch for it if they can. I know a lot of the time it is really annoying, but at the end of the day, if there's nothing they can do, then that's what they've got to do. As long as the issue is being addressed and sorted out in the first place, it may be after release. It's no problem. Granted, it's annoying because you don't get enough time to game on the game. You have to sit down, depending on how big the patch is. Like, I know with the Battlefield 3 patches, they were a good 2 gig or something. They took a hell of a long time to download and install, but at the end of the day, the Battlefield 3 patches, they covered a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff was actually addressed. A lot of it was issued because these were gigantic patches, not like smaller ones like you see with other games where they release like a 250 megabyte patch update, which only addresses one thing. They did a whole bunch of things at one moment, but what I mainly want to talk about is going to be the day 1 DLC. Now, to me, I'm not a huge fan of DLC. Granted, in certain cases it can be a good thing and a bad thing. Like when you're playing a game like Fallout 3, for example, which I absolutely adored. I played the living hell out of Fallout 3. I absolutely loved it. And then when Fallout New Vegas was out, I thought, oh, there's more Fallout. There's a new story. There's new quests to do. I bought it. I played it. I was fairly disappointed, but overall, that is one form of DLC that I was actually happy to pay for, because it was like a separate standalone DLC expansion thing. It felt like a whole new game, sort of, but it didn't really drive me forward and stuff like that to actually fall in love with it the way I did with Fallout 3. Now, one thing I find really annoying is day 1 DLC. Now, day 1 DLC, in my opinion, is what these companies are focusing too much on. Granted, I may just be speaking for a whole bunch of people, or maybe just myself, but it is seriously annoying. Think about it. Like when there's a game like Borderlands, for example. Borderlands, I love that game. It's a great fun game. When they released DLC, it was cool because it expanded on the game that it was. But what I really did not like about it, that it was mandatory DLC. What I actually mean by that is to all the way to actually know what's going on and experience the full game, you had to buy the DLC. Which right away is quite expensive, because you pay £40 for the game, and then you're paying for like another. If you're gonna buy all the DLC, it'll cost you something like another £60. They do have a season pass, which is £40, but you're paying double the price for the same game, which is ridiculous. With the Battlefield 3 Premium, that wasn't announced until I think around Close Quarters was out, and I did buy Battlefield 3 Premium. I thought it was pretty good, but there were a few maps I didn't like and everything's like that. But overall, it was, in my opinion, a decent value for money, because Battlefield Premium kept me playing for 2 years, and it wasn't really announced right away. It was kind of announced afterwards. But with Battlefield 4, this has got my piss in the bowl pretty much. The game it wasn't even released, and they were announcing Premium straight away. It's like, why was that not included in the game in the first place? Think about it. You're paying all this money for this game. You're paying like $60 to £40, $60, anywhere in between, depending on where you're from. And they're giving you a certain amount of thing, which is great, you know. But then they release DLC, which is like the exact same price, and it gives you all this other stuff. And I'm just like, Why is that shit not included in the first place? Excuse my language, but I find this stuff really, really, really annoying. It's just like, it's like companies are caring less about games and actually just caring about money. Yeah, granted, it's a business, you have to make your money, but the way they go in about it is in the completely opposite direction. It's like the way they're doing it is doing the kind of thing that was going to piss everybody off. When I pay £40 for a game, I want to have the game and actually have everything I can and actually enjoy the game. I don't want to have to be like, oh, you pay £40 for the game, oh, but if you want to experience a side story or you want to do this, you have to pull out another £10, another £10, and another £10. It's like with the Dead Space 3, for example. What they did is the game was not scary at all. I played it, it was pretty fun, but then what they did is they released a DLC like a month after the game was announced, and I was like, oh no, there's a little side story that we didn't include in the main thing. Why did we do this? Oh, we did this at the last second, but no, that's complete bullshit. These guys, like, I know making a game is not easy. It takes a lot of money and stuff, that you have to make your money back, but don't try and fuck us over with the money and stuff, because we're gamers are pretty much normal everyday people. They have jobs. Gaming is a hobby for most people, including myself. I do it to enjoy myself when I'm bored, and for general escapism most of the time. Like, there's good and bad things. There's good and bad things to DLC, but most of the time, when it's stuff like this, it's just annoying as hell. Because I want to experience the full game. I don't want to have to pull out like for me. I'm not sure about most people, but for me, but £40 is quite a significant amount of money. £40, you can actually do quite a bit with it. But then I'll put out £40 for a game, and then they want another £40 just for added on shit that I can download that I'm probably most of the time I'm not even going to get around to playing it, because I'm just going to be using all the extra quote in-game items and stuff, and you know, it's just totally annoying. Day one patches are one thing, I can stand those, but day one DLC, nah, that's a complete joke. It's like the example that Wolf King gave for the Operation Raccoon City. They said, oh, you're going to get a free, you're going to get all the, because when you buy the special edition of Operation Raccoon City, you're going to be getting all the DLC for it for free, but instead they only got one DLC pack, and they want to charge, I think it was like £8 to £10 for more Spec Ops missions and stuff. But then there were some guys that went into the coding and the files of the game and actually found out all that stuff was already on the disc, and they were just charging people extra money for no reason. It just really does grind my gears, literally. And I know what doesn't grind my gears, I absolutely hate saying that, but this is the only time you actually hear me saying it. So let me know what your opinions are on this day one DLC stuff. I'm not a huge fan of it. I absolutely despise it. I think it's just a way for the company just to get more and more, every little penny off you, just fucking imaginable, and that's not the right way to go about it. But as always, guys, I hope you enjoy. Please do leave a rating. Sorry I haven't been here, like I said, but I'll plan to be doing some more games in the future. Probably even do some MOBAs, like I did the one League of Legends video a while back, and I'm probably going to be doing more of that. Maybe doing some Smite, and bringing you pretty much anything that I can. So as always, guys, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe, feel free to check out any of my other videos, and if you enjoyed, please do leave a rating, leave a comment as well, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.